Okay, hi guys. This is my REF6 notes video. As you can see, as you can hear, I'm kind of losing my voice. That's the reason why I'm not here today. That's the main reason why I'm not here today. I'm going to get these videos knocked out as soon as possible, so that way, hopefully I can get to resting my voice as quickly as possible. But before we get to REF6, I do want to talk about the last sample problem on the REF5 notes. So if you could take out your REF5 notes from last class and look at the last sample problem, I realized when I led this lesson with my 2B yesterday, this problem was a lot harder than I originally anticipated. I did not make this problem. I pulled it from a website that I know is very reputable. So, unfortunately, this ended up being an honors level problem, and I'll show you why. So, what's important to know here is that if we look at what each term has, we have 2 terms with x's, 3 terms with a's, and 2 terms with y's. So in some cases in grouping problems, now you will not be expected to do this on the factoring test or the SOL. This is more of an honors level problem. You sometimes have to switch around the terms. So once you take the GCF of this whole thing, which I believe is 6, the GCF of this whole thing. Maybe it's not. Give me 1 second. It might be 4. Yeah, no, it's 4. Okay, so once you pull out a 4 from everything, right, we should get 15xy minus 28a squared plus 70 divided by 2 is 35xa minus 12ay. Alright, so you take out a GCF from the whole thing. That's an overall GCF from the whole thing, right? But in this particular problem, you have to swap the first and third term so that the problem looks like this. The main idea is that you want to put the terms, you want to put a term with an a here because this term has 2 a's. That's the reason why. So it should actually work out if you try to do it this way. So if you want to take a second and work that one out, it should work out normally if you do it this way, where all I did was swap the first and third terms after I took out the whole GCF. Okay, moving back to REF6, the main topic of today's lesson, or the first topic of today's lesson rather. It's not the main topic, that's REF7. We're going to do a little game. I'm going to show you how to do an X puzzle. So, the goal of an X puzzle is to fill in all 4 sides of the X with the correct numbers. The top of the X contains the product of the 2 sides, which, as you know, is the result of multiplication. So 6 times 2 is going to give me 12. That's the product of 6 and 2. It's the product of the 2 sides, so it goes on top. The bottom of the X contains the sum of the 2 sides. So 6 plus 2 is going to give me 8. Again, sum means addition, product means multiplication. So 6 times 2 is 12, 6 plus 2 is 8. And you have successfully completed the X puzzle. So the goal of an X puzzle is the ultimate goal is to really think about what, it's to more get a better understanding of how 2 side numbers can give you a certain product and sum. So let's do some examples. And the 4th sample is where things start actually becoming a little bit clearer, and I'll show you why we're doing this. In the REF7 notes. Okay, so we have -2 times 4 is going to give me my top number because, again, the product of the 2 sides is on top. -2 times 4 is -8. And -2 plus 4 is going to give me my bottom number because it's the sum of the 2 sides. -2 plus 4 is +2. Alright, take a moment to try to do this one. We should get 10 times 3 is 30. 10 plus 3 is 13. And again, feel free to pause the video and rewind and whatnot. Okay, for the next two, or for the next one, do it on your own real quick. Don't worry about this one yet. Sorry, my cough's been getting worse. We should get -5 on top and -4 on the bottom. And for the last one, the product of the two sides is on top, so we have to think, what times 3 gives me 6? What times 3 gives me 6? And the answer to that is 2. So my other side number is 2, because the product of the two sides is 6. And now we can find the sum as well, which is 5. So I want you to take a second, work on the back. There are several X puzzles on the back. And in particular, these ones at the bottom, where you're only given the top and the bottom, where you're only given the top and bottom numbers. This is where the application into REF7 really is. So I really want you to try really hard on these last 6 problems and work in your groups if you need to.